want to call the meeting formally to order. First item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. Lisa, would you mind leading us in that, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. The next item on the agenda is the approval of the minutes from the last meeting. The meeting materials were previously distributed to all of the board members. I assume everyone had an opportunity to review them. If there are no discussion items as relates to the approval of the minutes, is there a motion to approve the minutes? So moved by Brian. Seconded by Rhett and by Lisa. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, great. Moving on, public comments. Has anyone signed up for public comments?
Nope.
Okay, all right, great. No public comments this month. Moving on quickly here to the local labor monitoring report. So we have Kevin. Kevin, welcome back.
Good morning, thank you.
Yeah.
Good afternoon, whatever time it is. All right, so I'm going to start with the labor report, and then I'll move into the approved waivers for the month of October. So the inspection report covers our visits between the 1st and the 31st of October. We made 63 monthly site visits during the month of October. 3 follow-up visits were performed. We checked residency with 1,282 workers. 6 issues of non-compliance. All those were no proof of residence at the time of our inspection. We had 3 new COMIDA signs delivered, one to Buckingham Properties LLC, one to IT Insights of Rochester, as well as McKelton Industries Inc. Any questions on the labor report?
Okay.
All right. I'll move into our verified exemption report for any of the waivers we processed in October. First one is for Fairlife LLC. The company is Professional Services of Belmont, submitted under the No Local Labor Available category. So they are hired to do the piping installation work at the Fairlife project in Webster. Scope of work was listed in the local builders exchange, and local companies were asked to bid in that process. Only one contractor responded to the listing and did walk the project, but ultimately declined to bid. We spoke to the head of the insulators union, who told us that the local halls were empty, and he was not surprised other local contractors did not bid. It should be noted this contractor is already working on the project, but in a different capacity and a separate scope of work. So the project in our eyes did their due diligence to find a local company, but ultimately no one could commit to that job. Any questions on that waiver? So the next one I have also for Fairlife is for Elite Mechanical. This was submitted under price point differential. So Elite is out of Logansport, Indiana, and performing mechanical work on the Fairlife project. They received bids from one local contractor after having posted the job on the Rochester Builders Exchange. Fairlife team was informed that while there were currently 2 mechanical contractors on site, they should not be surprised if no one bids, given that the halls are empty at the time of this bidding. The bid that they did receive from a local contractor was significantly higher than Elite Mechanical. We received copies of the bids, as well as proof of communication to verify that everything was apples to apples and that went to check out. Questions on that? The final one I have is for Buckingham Properties LLC. It is for Our Design Resources, or Technion, submitted under the warranty scope. So Our Design Resources is based out of Toronto, Canada, and they'll be installing architectural wall systems at the Buckingham project on Alexander Street. So Technion does design-build wall systems, which include fabrication, delivery, and installation of their movable architectural wall systems. They do issue a warranty as long as the product is installed by certified and trained installers. There are 2 dealers of the Technion products in the COMIDA local area, but they do not have installation teams. Technion has also agreed to involve local apprentices in the Rochester area for the install process, and will utilize these apprentices from either the carpenters or the glazers union, possibly both. The company has also provided the design specifications as well as a copy of that warranty they provide. Any questions on that one?
No. Thank you, Kevin.
That's all. Have a great day. Okay?
All right.
Congratulations, Kevin.
No.
Oh, thank you very
Great
much.
job.
Appreciate that. Have a great day.
Thank you. Next item is the financial report. Greg, turn it over to you.
Thanks, good afternoon, everyone. Financials through October, 10 months into our year. Cash and cash equivalents down from year end, a little over $4 million, mainly due to the investment in our treasuries and supporting our current deficit. Really pretty lean on our cash, which we're trying to do to keep most of that into significant or larger interest-bearing opportunities for us. Our short-term investments have not changed since the past or the past 6 months from anything significant. In terms of, you can see again just a highlight here, our property and equipment, which you can see that reduction from year end. Mainly that has to do with the sale of the Brew Road properties, so you can see those assets coming off our books. The grant liabilities in the grant cash funding, remember that is the pass-through New York Fast grant for the RG&E project. So we are basically at the end of our first tranche of that pass-through dollars. We would expect to receive the next cycle of that probably in the next month or so. In terms of revenue, pretty quiet month. We did receive $163,000 of fee income related to 2 projects. Interest income is tracking according to what we have in our short-term investment portfolio. I mentioned the Brew Road sale. That's what is represented by the gain on the sale of fixed assets of $225,000. Our payroll and G&A are pretty much in line. Our program and community development is tracking under budget. We talked about that in past months, really where our workforce development programs are just lagging a little bit. We've committed almost 80-90% of those dollars, but again, just trying to get those expenses through our under budget, and will be under budget for 2025. We will make that up in the future years. But overall, like I said, you can see our deficit $925,000. We did budget for about $2.3 million deficit for this year. I don't think we're going to quite get there. I mean, our revenue is, as we talked about, tracking behind what we had thought and projected, but also our expenses. So I would anticipate that deficit for the year being about a $1.3 million deficit overall. Again, better than budget, but yeah, like I said, we'll look at what the future opportunities are for the expenses and revenue in future years.
That's great. Obviously it's a deficit, but it's a positive variance to the budget, and coming in less than $1 million, better than we thought we would. So, all things considered, I think that's a positive report. So, thank you. Are there any questions for Brad? Okay. There being none, I do have one additional announcement. I apologize. I failed to mention this at the beginning of the meeting, but as we get into the bulk of the agenda items here, we are going to reorganize a couple of the items on the agenda, namely items J and K, which are the governance committee and the House study review discussions. We're going to move those lower in the agenda, and we'll take those up for consideration after item L, which is the executive director discussion items. Okay. Next on the report are now the applications that we have for consideration. We have 3 on the agenda today, namely Ontario Exteriors Minute for Holdings and Indus Hospitality Group. The first one that we have for consideration is Ontario Exteriors Incorporated. Anna, would you please review the project summary for us, please?
Thank you, Chairman.
Sure.
Ontario Exteriors Incorporated is proposing fleet upgrades and new equipment purchases to assist their growing business in the town of Perrington. Ontario Exteriors Incorporated is an exterior contracting company that primarily performs commercial roofing and siding, and is expected to create 3 new FTEs in addition to their existing 25 FTEs. The $150,000 project is seeking a sales tax exemption through COMIDA's Small Business Sales Tax Exemption Program, and the cost-to-benefit ratio is 157-1.
Awesome. Thank you, Anna. And we do have a representative here with us today. We have Mr. Joe Leuzzi. Feel free to come up, and if you have any comments, we're happy to hear you.
Just here representing Ontario Exteriors, like she said, for asset acquisitions, work vehicles, lifts, they all provide the employees ways to get to work, getting materials to work, making job sites safe, whether on ladders or scaffolding, they're moving up to the jobs, they're moving materials up to where they work from height. So anything to make that better for the employees or more efficient helps us and helps them.
Got it. Are there any questions or discussion items from members of the board? None? Okay. A public hearing for this was not required, and I do have some questions for you. Are you aware of our local labor policy?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you anticipate any local labor exemptions at this time?
No.
Okay. And are you aware that any exemptions need to be requested 45 days in advance? Okay, great. The secret process for this project has been complete, and so at this time, I'd like to ask if there is a motion and a second for inducement and final resolution approving the sales and tax exemption for Ontario Exteriors Incorporated.
I just have one question for you.
Sure.
Labor for your roofing projects, has that been a challenge recently, or where do you stand with that? And where do you look for labor?
So we try to go to every show we can. We head to Alfred a lot for their career days. Anything local labor shows we go to, we actually contract. You guys familiar with Livingston Associates? We use them primarily right now. We use them. We found that it's helping to spend a little more doing that and just let them go loose. It has been one of our biggest challenges. Not just on the roofing, but the siding. It is very challenging. Everything going on in the news with, ice and everything, not saying hiring them. What happens is the ones that can work, they know their worth, so prices are now going up, and it's just laws of supply and demand. It's making it very challenging.
Well, the reason why it's a leading question, because we do have programs here with COMIDA,
Yep.
with Rochester Works, and that could be an actual resource for you to work with.
So the challenge that Rochester Works and, I can't remember other names, but a lot of the challenge that we've had using some of them is we will get the applicants, they come in, they do not have transportation. That's huge. Transportation, either they don't have a license, if they do have a license, they don't have a vehicle, which I understand. And the bus line for us is just where we're working, and the hours, it doesn't work. I mean, we've hired probably 4 different people in the last 2 months that couldn't make it day one, just because of that reason. I'm gonna get a ride, I'll Uber, and it's just, it, as they're leaving the interview, you wanna give them the best shot. That's a huge aspect of it. So, but I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Sure. All right, so I'll re-ask if there is a motion and a second for inducement and final resolution approving a sales tax exemption for Ontario Exteriors Incorporated.
Move it.
Moved by Norm, seconded by Brett. I will now call for the vote. Norm?
Yes.
Okay. Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Brett?
Yay.
We have Ray. Ray, are you on the line?
I am.
Okay. Ray?
Yay.
Okay, great. It's a yay for me as well. The motion passes. Congratulations. Thank you. Okay. Moving on, the second project that we have for consideration is 2 Minutes for Holding LLC, Crease HVAC Incorporated. Anna, would you please read the project summary?
Thank you.
Sure.
2 Minutes for Holding LLC, a real estate holding company, is proposing the renovation of 2145 East Henrietta Road for a 31,000 square foot building in the town of Henrietta for related entity Crease HVAC Incorporated, a fabricator of ductwork for commercial HVAC projects. Renovations include upgrades to electrical capabilities, replacement of overhead doors, insulation, and siding repairs. The $835,000 project is projected to create 3.5 new FTEs in addition to its existing 20 FTEs, and the applicant is seeking approval of sales tax exemptions only. The benefit to incentive ratio is 130 to 1.
Excellent. Thank you, Anna. I believe we have a representative who is on the line, or he's here in the office today? Okay.
Yes, Kevin.
Oh, great. So we have Kevin Bishoping. Did I pronounce your last name correctly?
Close. It's Bishoping.
Bishoping. Okay, I apologize.
It's okay.
Thank you.
Someone in Germany decided to add a C in there just to make it more.
Well, listen, thank you for joining us today, and we'd like to open up the floor to you for any comments that you have.
So, I am going to actually try to switch here. Not being on speakerphone, I'm huddled in the airport in San Antonio. So, I had a national conference for SMAC, the organization that we belong to. So, although actually it's quiet as down in this corner, so hopefully I can just stay at this. I'm the president and owner of Grease HVAC. We formerly were Great Lakes Ornamental Iron. We've been in business for 20 years. In the last 10 years that I've been involved, we've grown 10 times the size. We were in a 5 years ago, we were in a 3,000 square foot pole barn behind the old owner's house. We currently are in a 7,000 square foot space that we lease. Due to the growth, we've outgrown our space. We've known over the last 5 years that if we did more in-house manufacturing of our own ductwork, that we would outgrow that space. We've been successful in it. In order to continue growing in that way, we need to move into a new building. We were lucky enough to find a building in the limited market that works for us. But while it works for us, it does have improvements that need to be made. There is a cash flow component to the whole situation of trying to do the improvements that we need, including an electrical upgrade, while adding machinery and still being able to take on new work and add new employees. This past summer here, leading into this, we hired for our first time. We had taken on one full-time manufacturing employee that's worked in our shop. He acted as our foreman. Within a week of him being in our shop, we realized we needed a second person, added a second person, and we anticipate that that's going to continue to grow, especially as we can add machines. Right now we're in a space where I don't have a place to put a desk for a person or another machine in the space. We're literally bursting at the seams in that respect. It's been great growth for us. We're hoping to continue that growth. It looks like at least for the next few years, it projects to be a strong construction market. And we're hoping to capitalize on that and expand our capabilities and continue to grow and support the construction industry locally.
That's awesome. What's your geographic footprint? So you're saying the construction industry locally, what percentage, of your projects are actually locally based, and do you go outside, of the county, of the region, of the state?
So we serve the same footprint as sheet metal workers 46, which is where our labor comes from for the most part. So I would say probably about 50% of our work is inside the county. I mean, it fluctuates in any given year. We do a lot of K through 12 construction. But if we are not inside Monroe County, it's the surrounding counties. So, like our typically, like our furthest project right now is in Penn Yan. We have projects in Avon, but we're also doing Hilton Central Schools, Brighton, West Detroit, Central Schools. In any given year, it changes a little bit, right, depending on which school districts are doing what construction. About 95% of our work is all publicly bid work. So it varies, a little bit, but occasionally we might go to Buffalo or we might go to Syracuse, but those are really one-off projects, not a regular occurrence.
Got it. I think that's great. Number one, it's positive to hear that, at least 50% of your business is derived within the county, but, it's also, I think encouraging to hear that you don't have to go outside of the region to, have a business that is, sustainable and hopefully profitable. So, that's all great data points to have. So thank you for sharing that. Anyone else?
Yeah.
Have any questions?
Yeah,
Brian?
I'm not sure I see you, Kevin, but
Right.
I'm pretty sure I don't. You still there?
Kevin, we're looking at, looks like a door behind you.
That's the fire services.
You guys are looking at the ceiling.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
I'm sorry. So I wanted to understand a little bit more about how the business works. So you do the installation, so you bid on jobs, you win, you do the installation. You needed other people to sort of manage your manufacturing process, and now you're expanding that within house dramatically. I looked at the 3.5 jobs. Can you also can you also fabricate? It looks like you've got a lot of space in this new building. Is there a hope that you take this substantially beyond 3.5 new jobs? And is that the intent, or?
Yeah. So traditionally we've ordered 90% or more of our ductwork from either L&D fabricators who's based out of Ontario or Northern Air Fabricators who just recently moved from Gates out to Victor. We have in the last year probably brought that down to maybe a 50-50 split, a little bit, maybe, I don't know, probably close to that. Our goal is to get to 80%, where we're fabricating 80% of our stuff in-house. I started my career working for a national fabricator, and then I spent 3 years working for a local fabricator. We pull from the same union, pay the same amount. They may get a small break on material pricing based on quantity, but at the end of the day, steel is a commodity. I wish I could say the sheet metal industry was cutting edge, but we still use the same equipment that's been used for the last, 4 or 5 decades for the most part. So our intent completely is to bring as much as we can in-house. There is some stuff, spiral pipe, round fittings that are just made, the cost of those machines to make that stuff is prohibitive to a smaller contractor doing it. And in fact, most of, there's enough of them around, that round ductwork is kind of an off-the-shelf commodity that we would continue to purchase. One of the things that we're looking to do, the 2 gentlemen that started working for me this year have background in some specialty fabrication as well that goes outside of the traditional ductwork HVAC market. And we're looking to try to capitalize on that. At first within the construction industry, offering fabrication to strategic partners, whether it be our current customers who are doing the piping, electricians, other people that kind of fall within that same realm, and then possibly branch out from there.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so it just sounds like, so the answer is you're mostly doing this almost entirely for your own account, and at this time there's no, you don't foresee it substantially surpassing the number of jobs you can add, but maybe in the future. Do I have that right?
I tend to estimate conservatively, and I can see adding more beyond that. We're already at a point where I need to add in-house office staff to help support this. and I could see us easily getting put in a position where we have closer to, like, right now we have a two-man shop. With the space that we have and what we're expecting to be shop space, like, we could go closer to 10 to 12-man shop, but I think ultimately we'll probably settle in around the 6-person shop. Whether that happens in the next 3 years, it may take longer than that, but it seems to be that, like I brought up where we brought one employee in and within a week we thought we needed another one. You know, I could see it kind of snowballing where we could quickly add more jobs than expected up front, and, I don't know, if I sat here 10 years ago and thought that I was gonna be 10 times the size I was then, I wouldn't have believed it.
Well, listen, I tell you, if you do need to expand and hire some new people, I noticed that the building is in front of Mama G's. You could probably use that as a you know, recruitment and, you know, retention effort. You know, they've got some great food, right there. So, we definitely appreciate, you know, your comments. Are there any other questions or comments from, board members? Okay, if not, Kevin, you know, I have some local labor questions to ask you. Are you aware of our local labor policy?
Yeah.
Great. Do you anticipate any local labor exemptions at this time?
I don't, expect that we need any waivers. Everything should be done with all local labor.
Okay, great. And are you aware that any exemptions need to be requested 45 days in advance?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. The seeker process for this project has been complete as well. And so at this time, if there are no more discussion items or questions, I'd like to ask if there is a motion and a second for inducement and final resolution approving a sales tax exemption for Minutes Holding, LLC, Crease HVAC Incorporated.
So moved.
Moved by Brian, seconded by Lisa. At this time, I'll take the vote. Norm?
Yes.
Okay. Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Brett?
Yay.
Ray?
Yay.
Okay, great. So yay for me. The motion passes. Kevin, congratulations. Good luck. Continue growth with your business, and thank you for your time.
All right, thank you. I appreciate your help.
Yeah, we appreciate you. Okay, moving on to the next agenda item, we have Indus Hospitality Groups Incorporated. Anna, would you please give us the project summary, please?
Yep. Indus Hospitality Group Incorporated proposes the construction of a 48,000 square foot Wood Springs by Choice hotels in the town of Henrietta. This unique offering to Monroe County's hospitality landscape will cater to the demand for quality accommodations arising from tourism and events. This hotel will have partnerships with RIT and MCC's hospitality management programs, and will provide students with hands-on experience in the hospitality industry. The facility is considered retail under Section 862 of the General Municipal Law. In order to qualify for benefits, Indus has demonstrated that a significant number of patrons from outside of the economic development region will travel to the area, staying at this facility. It's a $15 million project expected to create 18.5 new FTEs over the next 3 years. The applicant is only requesting a sales tax exemption and mortgage recording tax exemption, and the benefit to incentive ratio is 41 to 1.
Excellent. Thank you, Anna. You know, at this time, I believe we have two representatives from Indus. We have John Ott and Stephanie, is it DiPrimo? Okay. Feel free to join us and tell us a little bit about yourselves in the project. Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thanks for having us. My name is John Ott. I'm the Vice President of Development and Construction for Indus Hospitality. Stephanie DiPrimo is my very skilled sidekick. We apologize that you didn't get Jet today. He was otherwise detained, so you get the B team. It would be a C team if it wasn't for her, but she bring this up. Indus, just a little bit of background for Indus. It's a locally owned and operated company. It's been around since 1988. Jet Mehta is the CEO and president. We have approximately 70 businesses, hotels, restaurants, retail, plazas. Anna's already kind of gone over what the project is. We're excited to bring this project. As you know, we're just finishing an extended stay project in Henrietta, literally just up the road. This is a little more cost-effective version of that, which we believe is lacking in Monroe County right now. You know, we're excited to present. Stephanie's going to kind of go over some of the benefits and some of the reasons we need the assistance, and then we'll be happy to answer any questions you have afterwards.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie. We believe that there is a regional demand and tourism impact for this Woodspring Suites Hotel that we are proposing. Rochester has rapidly become a premier destination for major sporting events, including the PGA, national hockey tournaments, collegiate competitions, and there are many upcoming championships that we will be hosting, such as the U.S. Open and the U.S. Amateur. We have a current gap in Monroe County-based extended stay hotels. We have noticed that due to the competitions and sporting events, our hotels that we own outside Monroe County have very high occupancy rate during these times, and we would love to keep the tourism inside Monroe County if possible. Recent closures of extended stay hotels have further reduced options for guests seeking longer accommodation in the Rochester area. A prime example is the Radisson Hotel on Main Street, which is part of the convention center. It is closed now, and this lack of rooms makes it difficult for Rochester to attract events and convention business. Therefore, it adds more rooms with our Woodsprings to help maintain the status quo. There are community and economic benefits as well. This project directly supports Monroe County's economic development goals by revitalizing the hotel inventory. I think of this as like keeping up with the Jones. If we build, we have new inventory out there, it gives an incentive for others to want to do that to their establishments, maybe revamp theirs and keep up with the new surrounding hotels. The location is strategic. The property is near the airport, I-90, 390, Attention MCC, RAT, the convention center, and it also neighbors the redeveloped Marketplace Mall, which is now a $300 million orthopedic center. And we also have the Strong Memorial Hospital, which attracts interns, traveling nurses, and doctors which require extended stay lodging. The supporting workforce and industry growth with 25% of the U.S. semiconductor production is targeted between Buffalo and Syracuse, Rochester being right in the middle. Must be competitive with infrastructure. Extended stay lodging is essential to attract producers and their workforce to the market. Also, extended stay hotels are gaining traction nationwide, especially as they align with larger trends tied to the $1.2 trillion Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and the 2022 CHIPS and Science Act. These hotels serve a real need, offering longer stays and more weeks than nights, catering to a mobile workforce traveling for national projects. With the housing in short supply, this type of lodging becomes a key part of the community's business and leisure infrastructure. So why are we seeking assistance? The construction costs have risen over 50% compared to prior projects that we have built, driven by material, labor, tariffs, and interest rates. The RevPAR growth has not been able to keep up with these increases, and for those that are unaware, RevPAR, is the multiplying the average daily rate by the occupancy rate. So we have been unable to keep up with the rates that we are given. So COMIDA's role, we hope, will help support the bridge, the gap, enabling Indus to deliver a critical project that strengthens Monroe County's hospitality infrastructure. The investment will capture tourism revenue currently leaving Monroe County, provide essential extended stay housing for several markets, including but not limited to healthcare professionals, students, and industry workers, and enhance Rochester's ability to host national events and attract new business investment. With COMIDA's assistance, Indus Hospitality can help to ensure Monroe County remains competitive, welcoming, and economically vibrant.
That's awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Howard, it looks like you have a question, maybe?
I'm just curious, is the location where Sutherland business used to be?
We are looking at the front 2 acres, called southwest of that parking lot that's currently owned by Flom. So it's basically space that's not being used for anything, it's just a big asphalt parking lot. I know when Sullivan Group was there, they probably had 500 plus employees, and that was also where.
The building's vacant.
Yeah, so we're forward, we're right up along Jefferson Road.
Right. By the,
Next to GCC.
by the food, yeah, the seafood place.
Right next to GCC.
Yes, sir. Great, it's a great location.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it. It's good opportunity.
Any other questions or comments? None. There was a public hearing that was held on November 18th. Robin, were there any comments?
There were not.
Okay, great.
November 18th.
Well, not on the 8th. When was the hearing held?
Last Friday.
Last Friday, so that would have been the
14th.
14th.
All right. I'm just checking my facts, man.
No,
Okay,
All right.
as you should.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, and so, no comments. And now we have some local labor questions. John, I guess you're happy to answer these. Are you aware of our local labor policy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Do you anticipate any local labor exemptions at this time?
I do not.
Okay. And are you aware that any exemptions need to be requested 45 days in advance?
Yes, sir.
Okay, excellent. The secret process for this project has been complete. So now at this time, if there are no additional questions or comments, I'll ask if there is a motion and a second for inducement and final resolution approving a sales tax exemption and partial mortgage recording tax exemption for Indus Hospitality Group Incorporated.
Move it.
Moved by Norm, seconded by,
Second.
I think, Rhett had it first. We'll give it to Rhett.
Right.
Yeah, okay. And so at this point, we will call the vote. Norm?
Yes.
Okay, great. Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Rhett?
Yay.
Ray?
Yay.
It's a yay for me as well. The motion carries. Stephanie, John, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely. Good luck with the project.
Quick follow-up, when do you think you'll break ground?
We would love to break ground, before Christmas.
Wonderful.
We really would like to.
Really?
Your guys' assistance, I think we could possibly make
The
that.
other business group, is that the one by
We're gonna finish
Costco
up
that's
Henrietta,
going up?
just
Is that
come
the
down the
same?
road.
No. No, they
That's
did,
Del Monte, the
they,
different company.
they did,
We just had that project.
they did the hotel by Strongest in the play. That's it.
Yeah, the Hampton Inn that's over there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Jets team did that.
Does Flom own
He
the
owns that.
Sutherland building?
Well, he has a sign on it. Because there was something that was going in, and we approved something
Yeah,
last year,
We have
We have the sporting cards.
and they just didn't do what they was.
They haven't gotten started yet.
They were actually the Rochester Top 100 winner this year, We the Hobby. They got the #1.
Oh, were they really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Every time I drive by it, it's still
I know.
vacant.
Yeah, I just drove by there. Actually, they've got a sign pointing to their building coming over off of University or something.
Right, right.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. We'll
Okay.
update everybody on that project as it develops.
I want to see their facility. It's pretty cool. What they're doing.
Robin's gotten a tour. I haven't been in there, but yeah.
Have you heard me talk about how much I love their facility?
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty cool. Okay. All right, great. So those are all of the applications that we had for consideration today. Now we'll transition into project modifications, of which there are 8. And the first is HIS Land LLC, which is to increase an extension. We have a representative here, Patrick Ho and Jennifer Ott.
Good afternoon. And then over there, I see you choosing your next.
Well, do you want to read the project summary?
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Okay.
And I'll read
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
I'll read
I
a
was
quick
getting
project
a little
summary
slower.
and then we can open it up to questions and
Sure.
we appreciate that you're here.
Sure.
I'll read,
sorry.
sorry, I'll read
Okay.
the summary and then you can kick it off. No, I apologize. There's some distance here. So His Land or HIS Land LLC is a real estate holding company. The company's been renovating a facility in the city of Rochester for manufacturing eyeglasses, frames, and lenses. Rochester Optical is partnering with Pro Hero Group Company, a leading sunglasses manufacturer based in Taiwan, to produce and manufacture eyeglasses that are made in America. The project was approved by COMIDA in 2024, November, for a sales tax exemption, and the applicant is requesting an increase in project costs of $3,992,130 due to the expansion of the project scope to include additional building renovations from overwhelming success of the product launch and increased sales. The original approval focused on roof repairs that were needed immediately, and the new sales tax exemption proposed is not to exceed $227,467. The total project cost is now $4,512,975, and the new cost to benefit ratio is 266 to 1. The applicant is also seeking an extension through December 31st, 2026. A public hearing was held on November 14th, 2025, as the new benefits now exceed $100,000. And I'll also note that Rochester Optical works with our Apex Accelerator as well. So we appreciate the company and the expansion.
That's great. Patrick and Jennifer, you're welcome to provide any comments, make any comments you have.
Basically, what we are doing right now here is we are trying to bring manufacturing jobs back in the United States. So we work with our suppliers that say, look, bring your technologies over here. We manage it, we produce it here, and it seems to be that right now the numbers aren't working out because one of the things that we focus on is automation. I think with automations, with technologies, we can really compete with everybody all over the world as a U.S. manufacturing base here. So we're excited to have this one and bring jobs back to the United States, and also giving us the ability to develop a manufacturing capability that's long gone to China. And so this is the investment is for equipment as well as for all the new infrastructure electric and for HVACs and for any kind of internal modification and renovations.
That's right.
Has this project at all been enhanced by the current tariffs that have been imposed? Does this make it more attractive substantially?
Yeah, the tariffs make it even more viable.
So, but you started it before the tariffs.
Oh yeah,
so
we started way before, yeah. So,
this is icing.
So in a way, it's kind of like, that makes the decision much easier to make, right. Yeah.
Mr. Ho,
Yes.
how long have your business been in the Rochester region?
I started my business in 1986. So the Rochester Optical Manufacturing has been since 1932. So I bought the business in 1990 and carry on the legacy as a U.S. manufacturer supporting the military.
So your business model, is it primarily like B2B at this point?
Say again, sorry?
Your business model, is it all B2B at this point, or
we do have a retail location
you do?
at the campus over there.
Okay.
And but yes, you're right. Mostly B2B other than that. Yes.
Got it. Could you see yourself ever transitioning in the future to, like, maybe be something like a Warby Parker, where you have online and allow folks to, view your product offerings and send them online?
Yes, we do. Yes,
okay.
we do. Actually, we have been doing that for quite a while.
Okay.
It's just not been our focus, but it's our continue to, as we continue to innovate with new product. I think online platform is the best way to launch new products. So
sure.
Yeah, we're very much into that. It's part of our growth strategy. Yes.
Okay.
Full disclosure?
Yes.
Nice.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, brand ambassador.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Any other questions, comments? No? Okay. There was a public hearing that was held on the 14th, November 14th, as the total benefits now exceed $100,000. Robin, were there any comments?
Nope.
Okay, there were none. So at this point, I will ask if there is a motion to approve an increase in project cost and an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2026. Brett, seconded by Lisa. I'll call the vote. Norm?
Yes.
Okay. Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Rhett?
Yay.
Ray?
Yay.
Okay. And it's a yay for me as well. The motion carries. Patrick and Jennifer, congratulations.
Thank
And
you so
we
much.
wish you continued success with your business. Thank you for being here. Okay. The next project is ESIV LLC, which is an increase and extension. We do have a representative here, Chris Natler. Before we turn the stage over to you, I'm going to ask Anna to please read us the project summary, and then we'll ask you for any comments.
Thank you.
Sure.
ESIV LLC is constructing a senior apartment and townhouse facility in the town of Henrietta. The project was originally approved by this board in May 2024. The project was approved for a real property tax abatement, sales tax exemption, and mortgage recording tax exemption. The applicant is now requesting an increase in project costs of $275,338 and an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2026 due to construction delays. The new sales tax exemption is now not to exceed $651,627, and the new project cost is now $15,775,338.
That's great. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
This is a better location for this, I think that gentleman was right.
You're right, yes.
Chris Nadler, General Counsel for Mark Ford, thank you all for taking the time. Thank you all for approving the incentives for this project over a year ago. It's going great. We had anticipated starting almost immediately after we met in May of last year. And there were complications with RG&E delivering electric service. They were great to work with. They were able to work out a fix. We had to contribute, not astronomically, but we contributed to that. And there were some things we had to work out with the town and the county regarding sewer and water design. So our engineers spent 6 months working on that. So instead of starting in June of last year, we started in December of last year. Construction's going great guns. My guess is we'll be done May, but we've asked till August so we don't have to come back and see you in May for one more month or something like that. Costs went up a little bit more than what we projected, but as you can see, it's really not that much. We've got some great contractors, great subcontractors out there, and they're really flying.
That's right. So you'll be done in May of next year?
That's my guess. That's what our contractor's plan is.
Have you started to pre-lease any of the units at this point?
We've got to move in next week.
Oh, wow, okay.
We've got several move-ins the week after that. And then more in January. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think about 4 of the 10-unit buildings and 1 of the townhouse buildings will be ready over the next several weeks, and then a new townhouse or apartment building comes online every month or so.
Got it.
It's popular. These are, we've got some affordable, will be moving in that group that I just mentioned. I don't know which are which, but these are a nice product.
Well, it's helpful to see that, and good to see that there's actually sufficient demand out there. Obviously, we're motivated to want to, provide for, senior housing, affordable housing within the county. But, to the extent that we are moving forward and advancing that objective, it's also, good to know that there's sufficient demand out there to actually absorb those units that we're bringing online.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We see it everywhere we're doing this. There's absolutely the demand for regular housing as well as senior housing and affordable housing. 3 separate categories, but it's definitely there.
Yeah, as an aside, Westport Crossing's looking gorgeous.
Now leasing, we've got several leases. Anybody who wants to call the
Actually,
office.
my brother-in-law who lives in Virginia leased
Oh,
a
great.
3rd floor apartment.
Tell him thank you. I think he'll really enjoy it. News Channel 8 did a feature.
Adam Shodak, it's on YouTube. So
Yep.
if you guys want to see it, it's on YouTube. Adam Shodak did it. It's really neat.
That
Check it out.
structure is really
It's coming out of the ground.
That's great.
After all that, here we are.
Okay.
Any, do you have a question, Ron? Okay. Okay, if there are no additional questions, is there a motion to approve an increase in the project cost and an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2026? Brian?
So moved.
Second?
Seconded by Norm. I'll call the vote. Norm?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Rhett?
Yay.
Ray? Okay, it's a yes for me as well. Motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank
And,
you all
good luck
very
with
much.
project. Yeah, absolutely.
We appreciate it.
Thanks for
Great
being
day.
All right, number 3, Innovation Partners Rock LLC. Anna?
Thank you.
Sure.
Innovation Partners Rock LLC is has been renovating the Xerox Square property in downtown Rochester to create a collaborative, academically focused campus. Phase 1 of the project was approved for sales and mortgage recording tax exemptions only in September of 2020. Phase 2 was approved for sales and mortgage recording tax exemptions only in November of 2021, and the applicant is now seeking an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2026, as the project is still ongoing.
Excellent. Any questions for Anna on this? We don't have a representative here for this one today. Okay. Any questions? Yes. Okay. If there are no questions, is there a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2026?
So moved.
Right? Second by Lisa. Call the vote. Norman?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Brett?
Yay.
Ray?
Yay.
Okay, it's a yay for me as well. Motion carries. Next project, Jay's Acquisition 2 LLC, extension, Anna?
Jay's Acquisitions 2 LLC is redeveloping the Triangle Building located in the city of Rochester. This was originally approved in July 2023. The project includes reconstruction, renovation of the existing building into a multi-tenant mixed-use facility with the ground floor as commercial space and new residential space above. The ground floor is occupied by Colgate Rochester Crozier Divinity School at this time. The new residential space will contain approximately 36 residential apartments with a mixture of studio, 1-bedroom, and 2-bedroom apartments targeted to Eastman School of Music students. The applicant is now requesting an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2027 due to some construction delays.
Okay. Thank you. We don't have a representative here for this project either, but if there are any questions, we'll
Well,
entertain
I
those
just
today.
was curious, a lot of these have been to the end of 26, right? And this one's to 27. Is that an inordinately long time, or is that the normal time?
Some seek longer extensions. Robin, Rachel, do you have any insight from?
Some just take longer. If they request 2 years, we'll typically
Okay.
provide it. It cuts down on what you see here.
Yeah, no,
Which is the
I
number
appreciate
of
that. I was
extensions.
just, I'm trying to come up to speed on the normal. And this
Yeah, 24 months happens.
Okay.
Yeah.
We were there for the
Yeah.
ribbon cutting, right?
Ribbon cutting.
It's
Right.
a beautiful building. It was the old Marine Midland, right at the corner across from the Security Trust.
Sure.
And they're completely changing it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the work, we did the walkthrough, they're still working. So
They are
there's
still
a lot more
working.
work.
Yeah, it's a recent project.
Is that across from the Temple building?
No,
No?
no, it's across from Reedman, Reedman.
Yeah,
Reedman's
I thought that was the Liberty, isn't it?
You can see the Liberty Pole.
You see the Liberty Pole
right
right
from
there.
there, across from the old security,
I know.
It's like a
the-
flat
No, I
iron
can
building.
relate to that.
Security Trust.
Yeah.
I mean, they changed the name so much,
Yeah, I
but
know.
the old
Okay.
Security Trust building, right across from there.
Yeah, I'm just trying to place it, thank
Yeah.
you.
And the Crozier has already moved in. They've already, they're fully occupied on the
Right.
first floor at this point. They're doing great. Any other questions? Comments? No? Okay. If there are none, is there a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2027? Right?
Yes.
Second.
Seconded by Norman, Brian. I'll call the vote. Norman?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Brett?
Yay.
Ray?
Yay.
Okay. It's a yay for me as well. The motion carries. Great. Moving on to project number 5, Warner Industries LLC, J Tech Properties LLC, an extension. Anna?
Thank you, Truman.
Sure.
Warner Industries LLC, J Tech Properties LLC, it's a manufacturer of church furniture and machined equipment. They purchased and are renovating a 24,742 square foot building in the city of Rochester. Warner Industries recently acquired an Ohio-based company and plans to consolidate operations into this newly renovated facility. This is a $2,920,000 project originally approved by COMIDA in December of 2024 for sales tax exemptions and mortgage recording tax exemption. The applicant is now seeking an extension on that sales tax exemption through December 31st of 2026 due to construction delays, as the previous owner is waiting for a new location to move into, and so construction will begin in January 2026.
Excellent. We do not have a representative here either, but if there are any questions, we'll take those now.
Here's a 2026 for you, Brian.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, I looked there, these guys have been in business for over 100 years.
It's pretty
Yeah.
amazing. We hadn't heard of them before they approached us seeking benefits.
Right.
But yeah, historic Rochester company dating back to over 100 years. And always been continuously operating in the city.
Making church furniture.
Making church
Making
furniture.
church furniture, yeah.
Somebody's gotta do
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
somebody's
right.
gotta do it, right?
You'd be amazed how many churches there actually are. Like, if you ever go to, like, the, state database with their GIS services and just take a look at how many churches there are, like, there really is literally almost a church on every corner. Yeah, and the only reason I know this is because, you know, I'm involved in, like, the cannabis space, and there are proximity reports that you have to run. They're everywhere, so I imagine this is a pretty good business.
Your,
looks
a
like
cannabis business can't be next to a church, can it?
No, well, it can be, but it, you know, 200 feet away. Yeah.
That's interesting. But yeah, if you go on their website, you can peruse their products, pews, podiums.
Which products?
The church product.
Okay, I
Yeah.
thought.
Sorry.
Okay,
Not those.
Not those products, right.
All right, making good time here. Project number 6, is it Corey Estates?
Did we get a motion?
Oh, I apologize. Started talking about cannabis and, you know, no. Is there a motion to approve the extension through 2026? Moved by Brian, seconded by Lisa. I'll call the vote. Lisa?
Yes.
Brian? Norm?
Yes.
Rhett?
Yay.
Ray?
Hey.
Okay, it's a yes for me as well. The motion carries. Great. Project number 6, Corey Estates.
Corey Estates Incorporated, DBA Julia K. Caters, is renovating a 7,800 square foot facility located at 1593 Lyle Ave in the city of Rochester. Julia K. Caters offers full service catering to private and corporate clients, as well as charter schools, serves 1,200 students daily. This project was approved in July 2025 for sales tax exemption, and the applicant is now seeking an extension on the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 26, due to the short time frame to complete renovations for the initial move-in, which caused a couple of projects to be pushed to the spring of 2026.
Excellent. Again, no representative, but if there are questions? Okay.
I'll just add that I spoke to them yesterday. You're gonna see this again in the future, they're gonna need an increase, but they didn't have their cost numbers yet figured out.
When someone comes back and the project costs increase, and not specifically relative to this, but do we charge additional fees on top of those additional projects? Oh, we do. Okay. All right. Great. Okay. Now I'll ask if there's a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2026 for Corey Estates Incorporated. Moved by Rhett, seconded by Norm. Call the vote. Norman?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Rhett?
Yay.
Ray?
Yay.
Okay, so yes from me as well, motion carries. Project number 7, RES Exhibit Services LLC. Anna?
RES Exhibit Services LLC, a manufacturer and service provider of trade show exhibits, is renovating its new headquarters located at the vacant Democrat and Chronicle Printing and Distribution Center in the town of Greece. This $2.4 million project was approved in November of 2023, and the project was approved for a sales tax exemption and mortgage recording tax exemption only. The applicant is now requesting an extension of the sales tax exemption through the December 31st, 2026 due to construction delays.
Excellent. Again, no representative, but if there are any questions?
Is this the project where they had to demo the outside of the building because of the print?
There was an issue
Two-story
with getting the printer out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good memory.
What, didn't they have some issues,
It
with
only happens.
some
once
other
in a
issues
lifetime.
that they had to deal with? Raz, some internal issues that were they taken care of?
Were there any local labor questions with this project? No? I think early on,
Thinking, I'm looking at Robin because I'm thinking.
early on, I remember having some conversations with the applicant. But, you know, there were some questions about our application but those were addressed, resolved in 2023.
Something popped up, I don't know. So,
Okay, let us know.
If we've come across anything,
yeah,
we'll let you know.
okay.
We're thinking.
Okay. Any other questions? There are none. Is there a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2026?
Is it my turn? Oh.
I'll make a motion.
Lisa?
Second.
Seconded by Brian. Call the vote. Norman?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Rhett?
Yay.
Ray? Okay, so yes for me as well. Motion carries. And finally, the last one, King Park 2022 LLC. Anna?
King Park 2022 LLC, a real estate development company, is undertaking a multi-phased project including construction of 8 pole barn style buildings totaling 88,000 square feet in the town of Chili. The $4,462,000 project was originally approved in October 2024. The project was approved for a real property tax abatement, sales tax exemption, and mortgage reporting tax exemption, and the applicant is seeking an extension on the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2026 due to construction delays.
We don't have a project representative. If there are any questions, right?
You know what I find interesting, at least in this packet, we're not seeing increases in the cost, we're just seeing extensions.
Extensions, yeah.
Right. Right.
More than usual. Usually we see both.
Right.
We've got like 7 more of these on the agenda for next month.
Stay tuned.
So is it, I guess there's a bigger question, do we have the capacity to do all the work that's out there? Because we've seen these delays. You know, is it a supply delay from the supply chain, or is it a labor or skilled worker delay? What is it?
There's definitely pressure on the labor market with construction, the construction workforce. Ray could probably speak to that better than I could, but there, as you all know, there's a number of big construction projects underway all over upstate New York at the moment, including the Bills Stadium, Fairlife. So the labor force is stretched.
They come to us, they're applying really early in their process a lot of times, before they're even into their project. They're not ordering anything yet because they need our sales tax documents to do that. So once they get into their projects, I think they realize how long it actually takes. We could talk about longer sales tax packages up front to try to eliminate some of these.
So I guess the question is, just for your benefit, with staff, I mean, should there be a trigger that say, guess what, once you start, we approve it, but we won't start applying funds or whatever until you're ready to construct?
Yeah, that's what we do
Yeah,
that.
so, but I'm saying if they need more time, because if they're coming back,
So we used to, I think this is answering your question, we used to do this administratively, these extensions, we did not bring them to the board level.
Okay.
We just extended administratively. We felt for record keeping and for the board to keep track of projects, continue to do so. I think talking to applicants about things may take longer than you expect would probably be a worthwhile conversation. And we used to do 6-month sales tax packages.
Yeah.
We don't do that at all anymore. We give everybody a minimum of a year. Maybe it needs to be 2 years because we like to have everything expire at December 31. It's easier for staff and legal to keep track of it.
Mm-hmm.
That we keep a folder of everything and remind people. So you'll see a slurry of these November, December, and January for those who forget and don't come to us till January.
Can we transition these over to just the modifications to a consent agenda? Whereas, we approve them all in one.
We could probably do these as like one motion, like
Right.
present them, especially the extensions. If there's no increase, we wanna talk about it, but if it's just an extension, let's see how we can truncate these motions.
Right, okay.
Truman, some of these motions, you really wanna be able to talk with some of the folks that came in, because there may be some extenuating circumstances, we have a chance to really do a deep dive on some of the questions that are out there. There are a few that came to mind.
So our practice is if you're requesting an increase, we have you come in
Right.
person.
Okay.
If it's just an extension, we don't.
Okay,
That's
Usually a good way to talk to the people you need to.
good. It's good to know.
But you're right, sometimes there's unique projects, we'll make those determinations on a case-by-case basis. If there's anything that falls outside of that.
There was one that came to mind, we could talk about that offline, that it was good that that individual came in and we had a chance to speak with him.
Okay.
Okay. So, if no more questions, is there a motion to approve an extension of the sales tax exemption through December 31st, 2026 for King Park 2022 LLC?
So move.
I think Brett had it before you, though. Raise his hand.
You beat me to it?
He had it.
Jeopardy.
All right, Norm, would you like the second?
I'm second.
Okay, all right, seconded by Norm. We'll call the vote. Norman?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Rhett?
Yay.
Ray?
I'm getting hungry too.
Okay, it's a yes for me as well, motion carries. All right, great. All right, moving on, we are now going to executive director discussion items.
Yes, and I'll make this very quick. First item is a website refresh. The MonroeCountyBusiness.org is our real estate on the internet, and it's a nice website. It could be a lot better in terms of user interface, the ease of navigation, your ability to find information that you're looking for more quickly, the fact that we store a lot of information there in PDF form versus more user-friendly formatting. We just came from a statewide conference with our counterparts elsewhere in the state. We understand many other IDAs and local development corporations, EDOs, have much more innovative and attractive websites, better approaches to storing the information online than does COMIDA. So we've long been wanting to update and modernize our website. Of course, this is where all of your bios live. COMIDA's brand on the internet is MonroeCountyBusiness.org. So we sought 3 quotes for this work, and the lowest bid came from Mason Digital. We have worked with Mason Digital on our website for some time. They came in at $19,500, and we are open to board input and suggestions on what you'd love to see, what you'd like to see in the new and improved MonroeCountyBusiness.org as we commence working with Mason Digital on the upgrade. But this is a request for the board to approve the expenditure of $19,500 on an updated contract with Mason Digital to modernize and update and improve our website.
That's great. So we did modify the budget, right, to
We
allocate
budgeted
for
for
this.
more than this, and staff, we decided we needed to get some quotes, so we went and got some quotes with other.
Okay, so where does this fall relative to how much we budgeted? It was more, it's less than what we,
15,000 less.
15,000 less than what we budgeted. Okay, great, so, yeah.
Allison runs the tape ship.
All right, good
Yeah.
job. Okay.
So what if you wanted to do a little bit more, with,
Right, so the proposal they have is to revamp what we currently have
Right.
page-wise.
so is there some addendums to it?
We could add if we wanted to
Okay.
add, but yes.
All right, so you have some,
Which sometimes happens as you get into the project and we redo things, sometimes we come across and go, oh, we wanna do this, this would be a great idea, which they would then add to the.
so you have some budget flexibility.
So it could be done in the future, we don't have to do anything additional now.
Correct, we can, but this will be an ongoing, service contract with them as well for tech support, which we.
So would the approval be to spend up to 35,000?
No, I think it would just be for this, for this
We'll come
current
back to the board
contract.
if there's additional expenditures.
I just think, you guys should have that flexibility.
I think, just being new to this, we're sort of competing in terms of how we present ourselves, sometimes against other counties across the
Right.
state, is that correct? Is that a fair statement?
Yeah.
So I'm sort of with Norman.
Sure.
Sorry, yeah, it's our front door on
We
the
trust you
internet.
guys, but
Well, if you
feel free to enhance.
Yeah,
if you look at the IDAs all over New York, this is premier right here,
Yeah.
right?
So a couple responses, yes, we have to make sure it looks great to compete. We have to make sure it's user-friendly because the state does audit websites and publishes the results of audits, so we wanna make sure they can quickly and readily find what's on our website. The third thing, we're working within the confines of our procurement policy. Going with this bid is under 20,000, it allows us to accept 3 written quotes for work, which is what we did. So, that's the desire to keep it under $20,000.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
But, so I guess just to place a finer point on it though, so the scope of work as it's currently written, it's probably like an apples to apples comparison with all the other 3 quotes, but to the extent that there are, you know, elective change orders that would increase the scope, right, which would allow us to, you know, compete a little bit more, you know, competitively against people, other counties out there, then you'd be able to spend more, no?
Right now, we wanna keep it under 20.
Sure.
To stay within our procurement policy, which says that we can accept 3 written quotes and compare them, and otherwise we have to take this out to RFP.
Public bid,
Additional
yeah.
expenses can go under our administrative lines and things like that.
But I guess the question is, how long has it been $20,000?
We
The procurement
follow,
policy?
Yeah.
quite a while, we follow the county's procurement policy.
And I don't know how long the county has had that policy, but that's a valid question.
So, I mean, $20,000, 25
Not
years
what it
ago,
was.
10 years, it's not the same. So I'm
$5.
saying,
We talked about that in March.
Yeah, in March when we review all the policies, or sooner, if you wanted to
Yeah, I
do that
just-
sooner, at a governance.
Yeah, governance chair.
what I'm saying, I hope the board,
Yeah.
the rest of the board, you know, agrees with me, is that we have confidence in your fiscal management of our resources.
Sure.
So therefore, we wanna make sure that you have the flexibility to be able to make these changes when needed.
Sounds like you do,
We
right?
appreciate that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, it sounds like we're.
See, Norm, the one
but
thing you can't
don't limit.
forget is this exceptional staff
I know.
that belongs in Monroe County.
They're exceptional, true.
I think as we embark on this journey with Mason Digital, and also too, I'm serious about wanting your feedback on our website. If we uncover some big opportunity to do a huge overhaul that's going to exceed the amount proposed, that would trigger, you know, a different piece of our procurement policy, we're gonna come back to this board. And it's great to know that everybody's open to proactive, modern marketing, because as you know, it's not just search engine optimization anymore, it's optimizing for AI.
Right.
And, you know, I couldn't tell you how we rank on the internet of 2025 in terms of, you know, typing in Monroe County Economic Development. Are we gonna be right up there? Are we gonna show up in Google's Gemini AI synopsis, stuff like that? So that's what this exercise is gonna help us out with.
Oh, awesome, okay. Is there a motion to approve a contract with Mason Digital for the MonroeCountyBusiness.org website refresh project at a cost not to exceed $19,500?
It's not hard work.
So moved.
Moved by Brian, seconded by Lisa, I'll call the vote. Norman?
Yes.
Okay, Brian?
Yes.
Lisa?
Yes.
Rhett?
Yay.
Ray?
You get the next.
All right, so yes for me as well, the motion carries.
This is almost like a project. Can we come back and ask for an extension?
Right. You're giving us a permission slip. The next item is the dashboard. I'll just point out as we get closer to the end of the year, you know, you can see in the roundup of number of projects that we've had in 2025 versus 2024. We're right up there in terms of the project volume, but in total company investments and job creation and retention, we are behind where we were in 2024. More significantly on the investment side of things, and I think, you know, I couldn't opine as to the why. Every year is different, but certainly we all pay attention to the news. Economic dynamics this year are different than they were last year. Job projections are different at this point this year than they were this time last year, and as we've understood, you know, going through some of our modifications, companies are definitely keeping an eye on on costs and not overshooting their ambitions when, speccing out a project. So we'll continue to monitor our fee collection, in terms of where we are with fee collection year to date compared to where we were last year. It's about the same percentage-wise, but again, due to the smaller investments this year relative to last year, the projected fee revenue for '25 is smaller relative to 2024, but we continue to monitor that, and we hope to close everybody out by the end of the year. Are there any questions about '25 versus '24?
One quick comment on about the jobs, because I'm still involved with the bank tangentially. I was talking to them about what's happening statewide, what's happening locally. And what they're telling me is a lot of their customers are just slowing everything down. They're not filling jobs, they're slowing down investments, so it fits with what you're seeing. This is anecdotal, but it's thousands, so it may say something about the state.
Yes.
What's going on in the state and nationally.
We're feeling that at the local level too. And that tracks with our engagements, our project conversations with GRE and other partners. So, but I always like to say, Rochester and Monroe County, we've been through hard times before, so boom and bust times, we'll get through it. And COMIDA's lived to tell the tale since 1972, so.
Awesome. Great job, thank you.
Thank you.
So at this point, I think we're going to enter into executive session. So is there a motion to enter into executive session under section 105F of the Public Officers Law for the purpose of discussing financial information of a particular person and corporation? Moved by Rhett, seconded by Lisa. All in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, objections, abstentions, there being none, carries. We are in executive. Excellent. We're back in full, board session. And so during the executive session, just to summarize, we did discuss that, we have the draft, study of the housing study as it is in its most, current iteration, that we reviewed, provided by MRB Group. Thank you for the work that you've done, and clearly, thank you for staff as well. I think the cadence of, potentially getting to a point to where we can, fully adopt the study has to be first that it needs to go back to governance committee. And so, in the interim of that, what we discussed is, number one, suspending the existing housing policy, while the current housing study goes back to governance committee, for approval and full adoption. And so, is there a motion, right, to suspend the current housing study?
So moved.
Okay,
Second.
moved by Brett, seconded by Norm. Now I'll call the vote. Norm?
Yes.
Ray?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brett? Lisa?
Yes.
And Brian?
Yes.
It's a yes for me as well. Motion carries. Congratulations. And we also need to approve the contracts. I have those motions here.
Get them all out really quick, like, not vote each one.
You
You
just
can
want
do
me-
one motion to accept.
Okay, so we have
All of
the
the-
auditor contract, the accounting and financial services contract, the local labor monitoring contract, the local labor exemption process contract, and the investment services contract, and the legal services contract. So is there a motion to adopt all of the aforementioned contracts?
As long as there's the 1 year, right?
That's correct.
It'll say 1 year for highest housing.
That's right, so investment services would be to modify the term to only 1 year. So is there a motion to move by Red, seconded by Lisa? I'll call the vote. Norm?
Yes.
Ray?
Yay.
Red?
Yay.
Lisa?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
It's a yes for me as well. Motion passes. Congratulations. Okay. And where are we on the agenda now?
We are at the
Oh, here we
very
go.
end.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
It's okay.
Go very fast. There you go.
Don't worry about it. You see my agenda as a playbook. No, no. Okay, and so now, chair discussion items, there are none. We've had those. And is there a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
All right, there's been a motion and a second.